Hello. This is a little awkward because this is a video that I recorded after editing and mashing up my video that you're about to watch. I am super relieved and relaxed at this point. Throughout the video that you're going to watch, you can see that I'm extremely tense and reading from a script, trying to convey my message as best I can. It was actually pretty funny. I was laughing through the whole bit and just watching myself and couldn't believe that I was that stiff. So I'm really sorry, but I will try to loosen up and get better at it. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the video that's coming up. So what's up, nerds? How's it going? So last night, Nintendo revealed their new console system called the Switch. This is actually kind of cool because it was streamed all over different types of media, YouTube, Twitch. I even think Facebook actually did something too. And if you missed the event, here's a link to the video, and if you missed it, it's actually about an hour and 15 minutes long. It's actually a pretty good presentation. There were some dragging on moments, but the biggest thing that we got a release date, and we also got a price. Now, the price that was going around the internet was roughly $50 higher than what was actually, $50 lower than what was actually revealed. The MSRP of the console is going to be $299.99. So the console itself is comprised of a tablet form factor and docking station. Both compact and portable, makes for easy traveling. It's very reminiscent of the GameCube system and Game Boy systems. The key features of the system are the Joy-Con controllers, or Joy-Con, which attach to the sides for portability. The Switch will be using cartridges. That's right, the Nintendo Switch is switching it up, leaving discs behind and adapting game cards similar to the handheld console. But let us break down the individual parts of the system first. Now, the highlight for the show for me was the Joy-Con controller itself. Now, by the looks of the Joy-Con, it can be placed in a grip or separated for a Player 1 and Player 2 configuration. Now, the controller themselves each have an analog stick and 4 buttons for going the classic Nintendo D-pad. Vaguely resembling the classic Super NES gamepad, each half of the controller featured a left and right bumper recessed into the rails that attaches them to the grip or to the tablet. The controller itself has some nifty features, now such as accelerometers and gyroscopic sensors, an infrared camera that can recognize gestures like rock, paper, and scissors, all the while judging the distance of objects and surroundings from the camera. A new haptic feedback system, which they have coined the HD Rumble, that will send almost real-life feedback of items in-game. They showcased this in a demonstration that was the feeling of ice cubes in a glass. The user could feel the ice cubes and even the number of ice cubes being placed in the glass, which is kind of cool. Now, the controller can be used with an optional grip that makes for a more rounded single-player experience using a Joy-Con as a single-player controller. Now, it offers a wrist strap similar to the Wii remotes and more pronounced shoulder buttons for easier use. Overall, the controller looks amazing, and I think it's one of the highest points in the system, next to the games, of course. Now let's go ahead and talk about the console. Now, the console is comprised of a dock and tablet. The dock allows the console to output games in HD to the television and doubles as a charger. Now, the screen itself on the tablet is 6.2 inches, and it has a resolution of 1280 by 720. Now, the system also features a 32 gig internal memory that is going to be used for the software in the system itself. Now, you can expand this memory by using micro SDXC cards. Now, the system on its own can last up to 6 hours, but this is dependent on the types of games that you're playing. So if you're playing really high-end games, really graphic-demanding games, your battery will probably last up to about 3 hours. I believe that Nintendo has said on their website, which there will be a link in the description below, that when they were playing Legend of Zelda, that the game on it, the Switch on its own lasted for about 3 hours. So you're gonna have to. It varies in time depending on the game, as we can see. So from what I can determine, it looks like a Wii U controller, though, with its sheer size. Seeing how the console and the controller are one now, Nintendo is wanting to push the envelope in design and weirdness. Now that is my own personal opinion on the on the console itself, because when you look at the console and you attach the Joy-Con controllers, it really does become like a Wii U remote. Let's talk about online play. Because that's extremely important to any system. Now, I think this is the only setback for me when it comes to the system, and here's why. It would seem that Nintendo has switched over to a pay-to-play feature when it comes to online play. They will be providing full online features as a limited trial until the official launch of the online service, which is planned for the fall of 2017 according to their website. Now, overall, the plan is interesting enough as subscribers will be offered a NES or Super NES game for free for the month and exclusive deals on games and other content. Also, the ability to connect your smartphone to the Nintendo service to connect with your friends. Now, this is all great and cool and everything else like that. And like I said, a lot of people are very objective about this whole idea of paying to play with your friends online. But if anything, it's a smart move by Nintendo. It does push me off just a little bit, but it's not like it's going to stop me from buying the console. I might actually even go ahead, if I do decide to pick up the console, go ahead and get the service to go with it too, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, just the idea of having this expansive library of constant classic games at your disposal for a month, and you're able to play them for free, that's not bad. You know, and not to mention most of those games are anywhere between, I believe on the Nintendo Network, anywhere between $1 to like $10 maybe. I don't know. I haven't checked in a while. Probably as high as $20. But it's just a little off-putting because I like free stuff. That's the only off-putting part about it. But it's no big deal. People get used to it, right? I mean, they were complaining about Microsoft and Sony doing that, but then after a while, people just said, you know what? It's totally okay. So we made it to the end of my little rant. All right. Oh, I do have some minor final thoughts to say about the Switch, and here they are. Overall, the system looks amazing. The games that they're planning to release, such as Splatoon 2 and Skyrim, were featured in the presentation, look amazing and a lot of fun. That's one thing I've noticed about Nintendo is that they have really, their audience is one of two ways. You're either a classic Nintendo fan, and this is the system that you're going to get, or two, you're into family play, and this is going to really switch up family gameplay. All right, family game nights are going to be totally different with the Nintendo Switch. Now, the game that will be released at the same time as the console will be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game now actually looks pretty amazing. I was watching the presentation video of it, and we're talking voice acting, animation, the whole shebang, something that is going to it's going to project the franchise into a whole new level. All right, this is by exposing its fan base to this game. Legend of Zelda fans are going to be expecting this kind of greatness from all of them. Maybe even reboots of classics with voice acting and 3D modeling. Wouldn't that be amazing? Now, if they redid Ocarina of Time with voice acting, I don't know how that would be, because I mean it's in its own right an awesome game. But Nintendo, in my honest opinion, is no longer competing with Sony or Microsoft anymore, and really hasn't been for a while. As most people who buy a Nintendo are just comfortable and familiar with the brand and just use it to expand their horizons when it comes to consoles or PC gaming. But there are some tech-savvy folks out there who are saying that Apple is the new target in Nintendo's crosshairs. Now, since the consoles can be transformed into a tablet, where I'm sure that the load of apps and other features will be revealed as updates to the software and gameplay happens. Now, the other thing that I didn't touch up on was that if you have a collection of amiibos, the controller has a scanner that will detect the amiibo that touches the analog sticks. The system looks like it's going to be a great addition to anyone's console collection. Thank you, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe for other videos like this. I will see you all later. Take care. Adios.